What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And today is another video on the upcoming release of the Vivo X Fold 3 and the X Fold 3 Pro. For some reason, as time goes on and the launch gets nearer and the closer I get to having the phones in my hand, the less excited I become. Let's talk. So for some context before I get into this, I just want to make it clear. If you do a simple search on YouTube for Vivo X Fold, X Fold 2, X Fold 3 content, I am always in the top 5. Go ahead, do your search results. And I say that for one reason. I am a huge fan of Vivo, their cameras, their fold phones. It's the first fold phone I ever bought. So keep that in the back of your mind. I am one of the biggest proponents and promoters of Vivo. Not officially, sadly. They won't send me any devices yet. But just through my own pocket, I have purchased all of these Vivo devices. So with that being said, I feel like I'm in a very good place to talk about how I feel about the X Fold 3. Now, as you'll be aware, if you've viewed any of my previous content, I've talked about the specs, the leaked rumours, and how I feel about the X Fold 3. But recently, as mentioned with the launch coming closer, I'm having like deja vu, and I'm getting a bit pissed off with what Vivo are doing. So, Vivo are releasing two phones, the X Fold 3 and the X Fold 3 Pro. The X Fold 3 is the X Fold 2, but with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. Some rumours say it's actually sticking with the 8 Gen 2, but no, I believe it'll have the 8 Gen 3 chip. Full stop, exclamation mark, that's it. There is literally no difference. 50 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2x optical zoom lens. So with that, if the Vivo X Fold 3 non-Pro variant comes out at around about £1,000, I think we can all say, okay, they've rehashed all the parts they've got in their warehouse, they've updated the internals a bit, we can handle the price drop and pay £1,000. So I almost give the normal Vivo X Fold 3 a pass. Where my frustration / anger comes in is with the X Fold 3 Pro. Now again, this is technically not official, even though they've had some form of event in China already. But these specs aren't 100% official. But on paper, the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro is the exact same as the Vivo X Fold 3, which in turn makes it the exact same as the Vivo X Fold 2. The only differences I can see are the inclusion of a 3x optical zoom lens, so not a quad camera setup like we were teased, like I had actually said that I was hopeful for. However, I did say in that same video, I actually think they'll stick with a triple setup, but they're just going to lift and shift from the Vivo X100 Pro, meaning a 4.3x optical zoom lens. For all intents and purposes, Vivo have not done that. They have made it a 3x optical zoom lens. Display-wise, 8.03 inches, 120 Hz, 3000 nits of peak brightness, exact same as on the Vivo X Fold 3. Battery has increased, rumoured to be 5800 mAh, which is very welcome. Pair that with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, and I think the X Fold 3 and X Fold 3 Pro will be some of the best battery life, if not the best battery life, on any foldable device. And keep in mind that both of these phones will be the first foldable devices to get the latest Snapdragon chip. But when we get to the price rumours of the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro, this is where I start to scratch my head a bit and get just a bit confused. Rumours are that the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro is going to be placed round about, and I hope you're sitting down for this, $2,100 or £1,650 for the 16 gigabytes of RAM and terabyte storage version. You can take off $150 or £100 for the half terabyte version. But whichever way you cut it, that is over £1,500 or $2,000 approximately for a Vivo X Fold 3 Pro device. And as I've already mentioned, I don't see anything that justifies that price point. Dimensions, 12.9mm folded. So the same as the X Fold 2, which in context is one of the thickest and heaviest foldable phones on the planet. Software, Chinese ROM. Not global like the OnePlus or the Pixel or the rumoured Mix Fold 4 this year, or obviously Samsung's, but a Chinese ROM. So a lot of my channel viewers and you watching right now are based in the US, Europe and UK. And I take so much pleasure in bringing content on Chinese foldable devices because they're generally cheaper and they offer better specs when it comes to cameras and software and just little nuances, and it also separates you from the crowd. You've not got the same old Z Fold 22 device from Samsung. But for the first time since Vivo started making foldable phones, none of it's making sense to me. I don't get it. And I have to call out the Average Dad WhatsApp group chat as well. Not calling out anyone, just calling out the chat, because this is the way that Vivo have kind of made us feel. Like we've got all excited, we've got ourselves worked up. There's been so many posts in the group chat about the Vivo X Fold 3. And on the face of it, I've kind of kept myself out of that and kept quiet, because the more leaks and photos and samples I see, I'm not impressed. In fact, I'm pissed off. This is a Vivo X Fold 2, but with a lot of the images you're seeing in promotional material in a white variant. Vegan leather, but white. And please remember, the competition for Vivo in the Chinese market is a Huawei Mate X5. Good Lord, these are night and day. And if the price is correct, I have a Huawei Mate X5 mint condition that I can source for you for about £200 cheaper than the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. And trust me, software, hardware, specs-wise, far superior device. So I know this is a bit of a Debbie Downer video, but I have to make these. I can't be constantly positive and false when I don't feel that manufacturers deserve it. Again, I'm such a loyal Vivo fan, and I will own both of these devices. They will get the full Average Dad treatment of unboxings, first impressions, comparisons, full reviews. But I just don't feel as excited as I thought I would be, and that kind of upsets me. Now, I know you're going to have questions, so please leave them in the comments. And again, if you've not got a foldable device, I do think the Vivo X Fold 3 is probably going to be one to consider. But the X Fold 3 Pro, I'm just a bit meh. Hopefully you've enjoyed this brutally honest pre-release opinions from me. I'm kind of gutted that the rumours you see in the leaks are looking so different to what's actually just been or is just about to be released. But I guess that's the tech world. That's just the world I have chosen to fulfill my hobby in. Until next time.